What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys figure release preview video. Today we're going to be talking about the newly announced to be released Spider-Man 2099 from the movie Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse, featuring Miles Morales. So this Spider-Man saga with Miles Morales, the animated movies, has been one of the biggest and one of my favorite movie sagas that I've ever seen. The movies have been phenomenal, and I cannot wait for that third movie that should be coming up soon. This figure right here, I've been waiting for him a long time, along with the other figures from this specific movie, and we finally get the announcement that this guy, Spider-Man 2099, featuring Miguel O'Hara, is ready to be announced to be released. Now, this figure was very interesting. So whenever he was first announced, I was not yet doing figure previews. I was barely beginning to be a collector, so I really never got to give my thoughts on the guy. But the first release that they ever did was one of the worst and most horrendous things that Hot Toys had ever done. I remember that the figure was just pretty much the plastic body with all the visible joints, and it looked pretty much like a Mondo figure, more like an SH figure arts, but in 1/6 scale, and it looked hideous. I get it that it was, I guess, easier to pose, and the figure had more articulations and all that, but at the same time, for me, Hot Toys is not really about posing and articulations. Yes, to some degree it is, but it's supposed to be more about accuracy and about making the figure look the best possible for us to display in our cabinets and things like that. So I thought that the first release was horrendous. Thankfully, they heard us and they pretty much re-released their figure right a couple of weeks later, and what they did is they pretty much added a suit onto the whole plastic body, and without question, to me, it is a better looking figure. Just looking at this image here, basically there are no visible joints. The only one would be right here around his neck area, which I'm totally fine with. Obviously, we're going to replace that helmeted look with Miguel's face sculpt, so I'm totally fine with that seam line, but everything else is a full unit, so that is a good thing. We don't get those ugly visible joints and things like that. So I cannot wait to go ahead and get this figure. As you guys can see from this image, we get a better look at the guy. He just looks absolutely amazing. He's got a couple of accessories that obviously we will talk about once we get the figure in person. The time device and the time traveling device, and his red cape that goes in the back. And to me, one of my favorite characters that I've ever seen from any Spider-Man movie. I think that Miguel is a very interesting character. I think that he has some good in him, but obviously he would be pretty much, I guess, the villain of the whole movie, compared to Miles Morales, Spider-Man, who's the main character of the whole movie. By the way, cannot wait to get my first ever Miles Morales figure from this movie. Hopefully he is released soon. I would expect all of the figures from this movie specifically to be released soon, since we get this Spider-Man 2099. But yeah, to me the figure looks good. I don't see any major changes compared to that second release that they did for this figure. Again, once we get it in person, I will be able to talk about better if I see any changes. See right here, you can see the visible joints, but I'm sorry, not the visible joints, but the joints, but again, it's inside the suit. I would assume that the suit is going to be made out of this kind of rubbery type of fabric, similar to kind of like those blue parts that we get for other Spider-Man figures. We'll obviously have to see how durable the figure will be once we get it in person. So even though I think that they fixed the figure, it doesn't mean that it's going to turn out to be perfect. We're going to have to wait and see how durable that material is with the suit. If we post the figure a certain way, is that material going to get damaged over time? So it's one of those things that we'll have to discover once we get the figure, but either way, I think it looks good. His helmet looks absolutely amazing as well. He does have like this luminous effect that goes around with the suit. I'm not sure how that works. This will be a first time for me, but I'll be sure to figure out how that works once I get the figure in person. But I just know that the color mixture as far as the suit looks absolutely amazing. The suit is well done, and the helmet looks good as well. And then obviously Miguel's head sculpt, which to me at the time of the first release, it was a fantastic head sculpt. I still feel the same way right now. I love the facial expression. You can tell that it is an angry facial expression. We got his rotating eyeballs, which are red colored. The hair piece is sculpted very nicely, and also we don't have any skin texture. I mean, this is out of a animated movie, so I'm okay with not getting any skin texture. It's just pretty much the plastic head sculpt on its own. And again, as I mentioned before, the color of the skin and the facial expression is very nicely done, so I am totally fine with that head sculpt. I really have no issues with it. Here's a better look to it. It is, to me, a phenomenal head sculpt. I really love the facial expression, so he looks great. And again, just whenever we get it in person, I expect it to look the same as well. So no issues with the head sculpt at all. I think it looks amazing. And again, the fact that we'll get rotating eyeballs should add an extra bonus to it as well. So that's pretty much all that I have to say for right now. As I always like to say with these release previews, I don't like to throw everything out there, although I think I just did, and I apologize about that. I guess whenever I do get the figure in person, I'll see if my opinion changes on this guy, and we'll obviously have to take a look at more details whenever we do have it in person. But I did want to at least give my thoughts on the guy. I never got to really say how I felt about him before, since I wasn't doing figure previews whenever the guy came out for the first time. So this is really my first time. This is the first time you guys get to hear what I have to say about him. And for now, again, I think that he looks great, and I'm very happy that Hot Toys listened to us and decided to upgrade this figure by adding a suit onto it. So again, cannot wait to get it in person. As far as accessories and things like that, we'll save that whenever we do get the figure in person. For now, I just wanted to give my thoughts on the guy and what I feel about the whole figure on its own. Please let me know in the comments what you guys think about him, and if you guys did go ahead and pick him up. For now, I will include the link to Sideshow, as I always like to do for these figures. I think there's a wait list for the guy, so if you guys just want to join it for whenever he becomes available, I'll be more than happy to include the link. Doesn't really take anything from me, so I'll go ahead and include the link so that way you guys can get the figure if join the wait list if interested. As always, guys, want to thank you for supporting the channel. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notifications bell for more release figure previews or new figure previews or unboxing and reviews of figures that I get. And also remember to join the membership, the Jedi Masters, for $2.99 for additional perks that will be on the link to my channel. So make sure to join to support the channel. And if you guys are also welcome to drop any donations, again, I want to make sure nobody's obligated to do so, but only if you're interested in supporting the channel. But for now, what you guys have done for me in the meantime has been great, and I can't thank you guys enough. So as always, thank you so much for supporting. For now, this is going to be it for this quick release preview of Spider-Man 2099 from the movie Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the figure. For now, thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.